All right. Hello, Facebook. How's everybody doing tonight? Me, I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain because God has definitely been good to me. One of my kids just interrupted me. I started going live a few minutes ago, but it didn't go because someone's always wanting something and knocking at the door. Y'all, excuse me, I got on my do-rag. I'm looking rough. I ain't been shaped up or nothing like that. I'm going to get myself together tonight so that I'll look all right tomorrow. It's going to be a blizzard, they said, but I'm supposed to be up at the shop cutting. So y'all pray for me. Thought hit my mind. I've been thinking about things, and so much has been going through my mind. It's always something going through your mind. And I had some thoughts. And one of my thoughts is, and I hope it'll help somebody, I think that our life experiences should be something that can and will help others. I had the thought, and the thought that I had was, you know, the ones that, the one that can hurt you the most, hi y'all, is the ones that is the closest to you, the ones that you love. It looks like it's the ones that are able to hurt you. But people outside of that are also able to add to that pain. But it's the ones that you love that can cause the most pain. And a lot of times when we do have pain, the truth of the matter is that we make our pain much worse. And the way that we do that is because we do not be honest about our pain. When I used to be out there and I went to AA or whatever you want to call it, they said the first thing you have to do is admit that you're an alcoholic. And when you admit it, that's the first step. It's 12 steps, but that's the first step. And one problem that we have is admitting that we have a problem, admitting that we are hurting, admitting that something is wrong. And so that's where we first start. So it's the ones that you love that's able to cause you the most pain. But I had this thought, and I wanted to put this thought out here. What we have to make sure that we don't do. We had a rental property, my wife and I. And that rental property, we wanted to, my heart, I just wanted everybody to be able to have something. I wanted everybody to be good. So that rental property, what I did, I wanted to find people that I knew that needed somewhere to stay, and gave them, the application. They filled out the application and they had a place to stay. But because I am who I am and they know my heart, there was a few of our tenants that took advantage of my heart, and they didn't give rent. I would call them. They didn't answer the phone. I went and knocked on the door, seen the cars, and they didn't answer the door. I gave them an opportunity. They took advantage of the opportunity, but they took advantage of me as well. My wife is not as nice as I am. So she was tough. So there was a few people that we had to evict out of our rental property. So the thought that I had tonight is we got to quit. We have to stop allowing people to rent space in our hearts that don't deserve it. There are some people that really do not deserve your heart. So do not rent space in your heart to someone that's not going to, that don't think enough about you to pay the rent. Because there are some people that don't pay the bills. And I tell you what, when you do, when you allow it, when you let people rent space in your heart and they do not pay, they do not care about paying, those are the same ones that will keep on coming back, doing it over and over again. At times, they will come with some great excuses. Do you know people have excuses for everything? You got to beware of those folks that always have an excuse for every bad thing, every wrong thing that they do. And when they have an excuse for everything, they are on the border of being the biggest liar that you know. Excuses are nothing less than a souped up lie. So let's make sure that we don't rent out space in our heart to people that don't want to pay the rent, people that don't care. And I remember a song by the Gap Band. I talked about those ones that'll keep on doing the same thing over and over, and they'll have they won't pay the rent, but they'll have an excuse. And I thought about the song, and the song, they said, you can't keep running in and out of my life. There comes a point that there's some folks you have to simply kick the dust off of your feet. Now, that don't mean that you don't love, that you don't give, because I don't care if you call yourself my worst enemy. If you're hungry, I'm going to give you something to eat. That's me. A lot of y'all that's on here that done dogged me out, talked about me, did all that. You know it for a fact that I will give you something. I'm going to try to do my best to give. Try to do my best to be there if I have to or if I need to. If there's nobody there, I'm going to do my best. But at the same time, I'm not going to rent out the space in my heart if you don't want to pay the rent. So that was just a quick word and a thought. So y'all excuse how bad I'm looking and messed up, do-rag, gray face. But I just wanted to put that out there because I really do believe that my experiences, the things that I deal with and the things that I go through, somebody needs that. Somebody needs that. That does not mean render evil for evil. That does not mean that you have to be mean to folks. That don't mean that you just turn your back and don't care what nobody's going through, because if you see somebody in need or your brother in need and you shut up them bowels of compassion, you cannot say that the love of God is dwelling in your heart. There's no way you can say that. So it does not mean that. But at the same time, we're not put here to be used and abused. Do not rent out space in your heart for someone that's not going to pay the rent. All right. God bless y'all. Talk to you later.